All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday evening. Another edition of KnicksFanTV's Postgame Live presented by DraftKings. Use your DraftKings Sportsbook app or go to DraftKings.com. Use our code KFTV. Bet $5 for $200 in bonus bets. The Knicks back in action at the world's most famous arena. And ladies and gentlemen, history in the making, as not only Karl-Anthony Towns, but also Josh Hart would log triple doubles in this one. The first Knicks duo in history to log triple doubles in the same game. Now, this one wasn't out of reach early because early in this game there was no defense. This was the All-Matador Olympic Games in the first half, where both teams setting the NBA record for field goals at the half. But in the second half, the Knicks would turn up the pressure. The Mavs would be retreating. Great job by the dog OG Anunoby, who set the tone on both ends. The dog with a team high of 35 points in this one. And then in the end, we cleared the benches, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Tibbs went to the benches. 128 to 113. Knicks wrapped this one up, man. The first night of a back-to-back at MSG. 11 games left, and the dog days of the season continue, man. Knicks moved to 45-26 on the campaign. Call me up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to our franchise channel members. Let's get it in, man. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. All right, man. Salute to the family. How we feeling tonight, Tuesday night? My franchise channel members in here heavy. Thomas Dennery, Courtney J, TA Cowboys. Yo, Ed, General Torre. How you feeling, Sam Van Art? Salute, salute, salute. How we feeling, man? This one felt like a preseason game, didn't it? I mean, I was texting my lady. I said, man, this one just ain't it tonight. She said, hey, it could be worse. They could be losing. I said, you know what? You damn right on that one. And yeah, it was that type of night. You know, the Mavericks coming in severely shorthanded. I mean, you looked on their bench and everybody, more than half the team was in street clothes at the end of the bench. Somehow we could figure out to blame Tom Thibodeau. But hey, you know what? Whoever was out there scrapping. And one thing you can't put behind him, you can't get past him, is Najee Marshall. That boy's a bowler, man. I wish the Knicks had the wherewithal to get him as part of their wing depth, man, because he can get buckets and he can get it in droves. And so in the beginning of this game, you know, with no Anthony Davis on the Dallas side, no Mitchell Robinson on the Knicks side, hey, it was everybody knew the assignment. Take it to the basket. Take it to the paint. And for the Knicks, great cutting by them, great off-ball movement by them. I thought for most of the entire game, the backdoor cutting, the cutting off of the screens between OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges as well. I thought they were sensational there. That's how Karl-Anthony Towns got a lot of his assists. You know, with Dallas, I mean, look, they had Kai Jones on him, very undisciplined defender. And so Karl-Anthony Towns just had his way with him. But I thought Towns did a great job really being the facilitator with this starting unit. You know, campaign did start in the absence of Jalen Brunson, but it was really Towns who was the facilitator, especially in the half court, getting these guys going. So I thought the Knicks had no problem getting offense for the entire night, really. And a lot of that was off of their cutting. The dog, OG Anunoby, just slashing to the basket and finishing at will. The size advantage that the Knicks had, obviously, with no Anthony Davis out there. You know, Kai Jones was the Mavericks' biggest defender. And then they were bringing Dwight Powell off the bench, who, again, was not going to fare much better here. So, you know, the Knicks had no problem generating much offense, especially in the half court. And then out in transition, as we know, this is where Josh Hart gets his money. Getting out in transition and feeding guys. So I thought this was good to see, especially for Josh Hart. You know, Karl-Anthony Towns have been playing well, especially in the offensive end, pretty much most of the entire season. And then, you know, once the captain went out, you know, Karl-Anthony Towns has still maintained that scoring punch. And tonight he was facilitating well. But I thought it was important for Josh Hart to get into a groove. You know, we know offensively and shooting-wise, he's been very cold as of late. But tonight was a good night for him. Tonight was a Josh Hart, typical Josh Hart game. We were 16 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists for Josh Hart. So that was good for him to get into a rhythm and get into a groove. Great job by Josh Hart tonight. And, hey, listen, he made history. I think Clyde said that record was standing for 50-some-odd years. Josh Hart breaking Clyde's record for single-season triple-doubles. That's incredible, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Hart. Incredible feat here. And of all the Knicks, it's going to be critical for him to get back on the right track as his team looks into the postseason. But these are the ways where Josh Hart becomes more valuable. Tibbs said in his press conference with the media, I was listening to Tibbs with the media before coming on here, and Tibbs said it's hard to really quantify or really analyze what Josh Hart does because he can impact the game in so many different ways. And so tonight was a prime example. But what I also did like and was encouraged with Josh Hart was that, when ultimately Dallas was disrespecting him so much that he had to shoot it and had to get it popping, and he made him pay. So that was a good job there by Josh Hart. 6 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from downtown, knocked down his threes, and 16 points, 12 boards, 11 assists, and a plus 10 on the night. So that was Josh Hart's night. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Or your boy, man. I'm out here solo dolo, man. This is dog days of the season, man. Nobody wants to come to work except for me. This is a doubleheader for me, man. I was on earlier. Shout out to Tim MacMahon. Who saw the Tim MacMahon show earlier today? Tim MacMahon releasing his new book, Wonder Boy, the Luka Doncic book. But then we tapped into the whole Jalen Brunson breakdown of how he got to the Knicks. Great book. Great book. So shout out to Tim MacMahon and shout out to everybody who tapped in with us on the morning show, if you will. And I also spoke to Tim. He's going to be autographing a copy of that book, and we're going to give that away to one of our franchise channel members. So that will be a nice, we're going to start our giveaways back up again, and that'll be a nice one for a franchise channel member. All right, so shout out to Tim MacMahon. Shout out to Josh Hart. And then, as I said, Karl-Anthony Towns, this was easy money for him. Now, on Underdog, I took Karl-Anthony Towns with higher than 27.5 points. I needed Tibbs to be Tibbs tonight because Towns, he had 24 in the first half, and he just couldn't get back into a rhythm to get the final ones in there, man. That was a little bit disappointing, but all in all, he looked great tonight. And how about the dime that Tyler Kolek threw him to get his final points? I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns was sensational, but that dime in the pick and roll, you don't see a lot of pick and roll execution with the big man as the roller with the Knicks. So to see him get that last one, that was a good one. But as I said, Towns really started the game off flashing the glove, man, really assisting well. A lot of good off-ball movement by the Knicks there. Dallas just falling asleep at the wheel and just really being a step slow defensively. So Towns did a great job really picking them apart. And then just bullying where Kai Jones is not going to be a force to stop him. And the Mavericks really didn't have anything to impede him. So this was really a piece of cake night for Karl-Anthony Towns. 26 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists on 10 of 19 shooting from the field. Goes 2 of 7 from downtown. Only 2 free throws, but really didn't need too much because he was getting it done in all facets of the game. So great job by the big bodega there on an easy night, and a bum night, if you will, against the Dallas Mavericks. How about the dog, man? How about the dog? I mean, I've been loving OG in attack mode in these games. He's been attacking the basket like none other. How about this stat line for OG? 35 points, 5 boards, 15 of 24 from the field, and only 6 of those 24 attempts was from 3. So 18 attempts came from inside. I mean, it was that easy for the dog. But as I said, man, he's one of those guys where he is, especially when it comes to the half court, he's the Knicks' most reliable slasher right now, if you think about it. And so, even when he's hitting the deck, and every time he's hitting the deck, even when he's by himself on a fast break, he's crashing the floor. But he's getting up, and he's doing his thing. Caught a bloody nose and everything. I mean, the dog was putting in work tonight. So that's good to see, man. Looking good. Looking fluid, smooth, finishing well. Ric Flair said the dog looks unstoppable. Yeah, he's in some zone. I mean, let's take a look at some of the dog's numbers here, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Franchise here on the Solo Dolo. Call me up on the KFTV Discord. We in here. Let's take a look at some of the dog's numbers here in his last 10. 20 points per game in his last 10. 41% from the field, 37 from downtown. Almost averaging 1 block a game and almost 2 steals a game in his last 10. So nice job, nice effort there by the dog, man. I like how he's looking. He's looking to attack. This was the guy that we saw, especially in the playoffs last year against Philadelphia, who was kind of mixing up the bag a little bit. It wasn't just relying on finishing in the corner, in corner threes. He was attacking, putting the ball on the floor. He was shooting the mid-range. I mean, OG looked really good last year in the playoffs, and I feel like he's starting to get that groove back. So, all in all, these are kind of the signs that you want to see with the captain being out. And I know this is Dallas. They're on the second night of a back-to-back. It looked like their fatigue set in the second half because they scored 68 points in the first half and only 45 in the second half. They scored 45 points in the second half, 66 in the first half, 45 points in the second half. Whereas the Knicks dropped 68 on them in the first and 60 on them in the second half. They kept that pressure on them. So it was just one of those nights. But as we said, man, as the captain gets back, just good to see these guys getting into a flow, getting into a rhythm in these dog days of the season. KG says reality check tomorrow. Why is it a reality check? I don't think. Why should they fear the Clippers? KG, you sounding scared, man. What's going on with you, man? You're in here every night. Reality check tomorrow. I mean, look, we respect all opponents here. But I mean, honestly, like on the second night of a back-to-back, on a back-to-back schedule, this is the type of game that you want to see the Knicks play. Coast to a victory. Nobody really going that crazy, not going that hard. And then you put it down tomorrow night against the Clippers. And most importantly, you get the Block Ness Monster playing in that game. Didn't play. The Clippers didn't see him in L.A. All right, so that's another wrinkle. Ty Lue, you better be ready. Because not only do we got Mitchie playing, but we got Tyler, the Creator. Let's talk about the Creator tonight. 9 assists for the Creator. Toppling the 8 that he had against the Washington Wizards. So we might be seeing some Gotham lobs tomorrow with Tyler the Mitchie. All right, so don't sleep. KG, don't be frightened, man. We all 82 over here. Don't forget about that. Ric Flair, you beat me to it. All 82. Timothy Dancer said, I'll be there tomorrow. Okay, shout out to Timothy, man. Salute to you, man. No doubt. So, Tyler's looking good. Getting the offense into a rhythm. You're loving it. I like how he scrapped out there. Again, defensively is where I'm looking at Tyler. Scrapping. Good help defense. Good communication. He's getting over screens. He's fighting out there. I like that. And then offensively, he's just getting these guys in their spots. Not trying to do too much. Pass and move. Pass and move. Relocate. And then the dime he had to the big bodega. Put the English on it in the fourth quarter. That was nice. Definitely. KG says Tyler should start. Kolek should start. I mean, I don't really see the big deal whether he starts or not or at this moment. He's working, man. Let Tyler put the work in. You know, let Tyler put the work in, man. He'll be there. This is our future backup point guard. So good night at the office for Tyler. 9 assists there for him. And then, hey, surprise, surprise. You know, with no McBride and no Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks needed to call up some reinforcements. They called Kevin McCullar Jr. up. And Kevin got in some garbage time and got his first NBA bucket. So Josh Hart said that Josh Hart didn't even take the game ball from his triple-double. He said they're going to give it to Kev. So that was cool. Kevin McCullar Jr. getting up. So, you know, you might be seeing a future backcourt here getting some minutes in the dog days of the season. The future of the Knicks. Dadier got in, but Dadier got in like garbage time minutes. You know what I mean? Dadier got in like garbage time minutes. So you really didn't see much out of him. Right now, it's Tyler's time to shine. And I don't, who knows in terms of what you're going to get from McCullers, in terms of if you're going to get consistent minutes from him at this point. Maybe it's just because, they were down a couple guys and Tibbs wanted to give him a look. But certainly good to see Tyler in there getting into the mix. And so that was it, man. That was a good night at the office. Let's see. Who else did? I thought Bridges was good tonight. McCall was in his efficient bag tonight. 21 points, 9 of 14 from the field. I mean, nobody really had a tough time tonight. Even Precious got into the mix. Precious got into a rhythm tonight. 5 of 7, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block. That's a Precious game that you want to see. But the matchup was in everybody's favor tonight. They were the bigger team, and they really exerted their size and forced their will in the paint, especially tonight. So everybody, nobody really had a challenge tonight, honestly. 76 points in the paint for the Knicks tonight, 64 for the Mavs. This was the all-matador the Olympics in the first half. It just was. And then the Knicks, put the clamps on them in the second half. But overall, hey, you win, you play who's in front of you, and you win the game. 45-26 on the campaign. Call me up. No pun intended. Call me up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat. We here vibing, man. Tuesday night. Postgame live, CP on the doubleheader wave. Let me load some people up on here. Let me get some people in here. Salute to everybody in the chat. We here. We'll pull up some postgame sound bites as well, and get everybody to it, man. We will get everybody to it. Okay, hang on. Let's load some people up. Here we go. Zach on the Discord. Get on mute your mic. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How you doing tonight, CP?
Hey, I'm good. Solo Dolo. Hey, I'm good, man. You get the win, Can't complain, bro.
No, never a complaint after a win. This was the tale of two halves. Obviously, as you mentioned, 68 points given up in the first half, only 45 in the second. We definitely played a better game of brand of basketball in the second half. I really liked what Tyler had to bring. He looks like a step up from Cam, honestly. Cam was a shell of himself tonight, and it was really an eye test game, though, for me. I mean, you can look at the box score and say one thing, Shamet had 11 points, but still was all over the place.
Yeah.
Interesting game.
Yeah. Like I said, this one had a preseason flow to it, man. I was like, yo, what are we watching right now? What is going on in this game? It's one of those situations, man, But like with Tyler, it's just like Tibbs said on the when he met with the media after the game, he just makes the reads, man. He just makes the right reads. Simple and plain. Don't try to do too much. And with Cam, sometimes he just gets a little too crossed up in terms of, should I be shooting? Should I be playmaking? And then you have what you see the result.
Yeah, but I mean, with Cam, he just should be sitting. That's how I feel. I mean, just put him on the
that's the
bench.
read. Just sit.
Just sit. You know, I mean, honestly, Tyler showed something tonight where he looks more comfortable every time he plays more minutes. You know, that's the one thing I have to say about Tyler. He looks more comfortable. The more minutes he gets on the floor, the more comfortable he gets. That pick and roll with Cat on that one drive. I mean, he just plays a better brand of basketball for what we're looking for.
Yeah, that pick and roll was beautiful, man. And you know, as he's obviously he can pass, he can play make in his sleep. It looked like he was kind of tentative in terms of being aggressive as a scorer. A lot of times, you know, you saw where they had Kai Jones switched out on him, so he didn't want to shoot because he didn't want to get it blocked. And then when he took it inside, he was a little tentative. That'll come, but overall, he looks solid, man. Looks great.
Yeah, I mean, that'll come. You know, the offensive side of the game is an interesting part of the NBA, right? I mean, the dude is obviously on the smaller side, so he has to learn how to use his space,
That's
how to
right.
learn how to use, you know, the angles, things like that. Something like what's his name? McConnell does on the Pacers, right?
Right.
He knows how to use those angles.
Right.
But I think on the overall, this was a great win for the Knicks. Tibbs obviously put Marjan on the back burner after that
that alley off the glass. He wasn't impressed.
Like, nah, my man.
He was not impressed with the alley off the glass. I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see more
I
of that.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The athleticism is something we're missing. This team doesn't really have much of, you know, that type of enthusiasm when it comes to athleticism. So I wasn't opposed to it. But Tibbs, we all know how Tibbs is. You know, he's old school NBA.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I got the Clippers tomorrow night, and then a showdown with the Bucks on Saturday, man.
Yeah, definitely. I like the fact that Tibbs also sat Mitch tonight. You know, did a little bit of the opposite of what he did in LA, where he had Mitch play against the Lakers, and then, you know, had Precious on the bench.
Yeah, we're bringing a wild card into this one. Zubac ain't about to have a field day like he did the last time. We're bringing a wild card into this matchup tomorrow night.
Yeah, him and Bogdan, right?
Yeah.
Bogdan had all those offensive rebounds.
That's
against us. So I hope that won't happen again.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you, man. Appreciate the call.
Always, you have a good night. Salute KFTV fam. Hit that like button. Subscribe. You know, you guys are the truth.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call. That's Zach on the West Coast. Let's see. Mike says, if Tyler was a vet and Cam was a rookie, he'll be starting. Even if they were both vets, Tyler will get the nod. Yeah. Hey, you could be right, man. You know, just gotta keep working on his game, man. I'm showing the highlight reel for Tyler, man. Shout out to KFTV Tyler. He puts this together. And these things do blockbuster numbers on social media, man. The Tyler Kolek mania is crazy viral on every platform. Crazy viral. So, yeah, this one's going up on the gram and TikTok right now as we speak. Shout out to Tyler, man. 9 dimes for Tyler Kolek. Threading the needle there, finds a dog for a 3. Who do you find here? Oh, nice little scoop layup off the glass. That was over Dwight Powell. Finds Towns moving. Ooh, nice dunk. Karl Anthony Towns. Tyler gets it to McCall. Back to Tyler. Screen Towns. Ooh, little English on that pick and roll. Let's go. Nature Boy says, when's the Tyler interview? You know, good question, man. You know, good question. We'll see what we can do, sir. You know, we will see what we can do, man. Number one show for the fans by the fans. The people want to hear from the creator, man. But also, you know, speaking of Tyler, you guys know the interview that we did earlier this season with his trainer up in New England. That was a great episode, man. Definitely tap into that, man. The episode that we did with Tyler's trainer, he really broke down his work ethic and, you know, what really makes him stand out, his shooting ability being an underrated skill set. Yeah, make sure you guys dig into the KFTV archives and tap into that episode. That was a good episode with Tyler Kolek's trainer. Shout out to him. Also talked about, you know, how we battle addiction as well. Like we touched on a lot of things. Shout out to him. Okay, back at it, man. Knicks win 128-113. Salutes everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise in the building on the Solo Dolo, taking your phone calls. And we are back to the Discord. After this, we're going to get to the key stats of the night. The Knicks Fix. You up, man? How you feeling? The Knicks Fix in the building.
CP, what's up, man?
Good, man. How you feeling tonight, man?
Yeah, man, I see he's solo dolo tonight, huh?
Solo Dolo, man. Nobody wanted to show up to work tonight, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's probably, I mean, it's one of them games, man. Like,
Yeah.
So tonight, like you said, man, tonight had the feel of like a preseason game, right? So just a couple of quick things. Like, this is super random, but I just wanted to share it. So shout out to Hart. You know, you broke the triple-double record for the season in this game. He went to a signing like over the weekend. He had like some signing event out here in like Long Island.
He was out in Long Island at the Stop and Shop.
Yep, that's it exactly. So a lot of people were there. I guess like, dude, there was so many people there, but a bunch of kids, right?
Yeah.
And like a lot of people didn't end up seeing him because like the company put a time slot on him, right? And he still stayed. He stayed and he signed a bunch of stuff for kids. So shout out to Hart, man. Yeah, but like you said, you know, like we broke history tonight. Got two Knicks with him and Cat triple doubles. But just to touch on Kolek, man, that's the thing. Like, I think the good thing about Kolek is that when he dimes up these guys, man, he's leading. If you see, like, he's leading the ball to where players should be, right? And I think that's why McHale loves playing with him. So
right in the shot pocket, man, right in the pocket.
Exactly, that's it. And then the last thing I was gonna leave off tonight with, man, I don't know if you saw what happened with Lillard, Damian Lillard.
No, what happened? What happened?
So he got a blood clot and he has a DVT.
Oh,
same thing.
No.
Yeah. So I think you know, right? So I'm a doctor, right?
Yeah. Oh, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the thing is, man, that's why like all season I was like, yo, let's play the Bucks. Now he's got the DVT and he's out indefinitely.
Oh no, man, that's my guy right now. I'm pulling it up. Hold on.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, if you get those DVTs, man, you end up going on blood thinners, and then if you're on blood thinners, you can't play because because he could throw that clot anywhere.
Wow.
So realistically, you don't. I mean, the playoffs start in a month, right? So or less than a month.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's coming back for that first round.
He's done. I mean, if this is isn't this what retired Chris Bosh?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's weird though because you see both him and Wemby got it.
Wemby had it. So Wemby had it in his what? Shoulder?
In his shoulder, right. So that one is a little bit more dangerous because that means the clot has not moved all the way up to like your SVC, right? Then that goes down, like that feeds right into your right atrium and your heart.
Oh, okay.
Right. It looks like they got it from Lillard, but they caught it all the way down in the calf.
Oh, wow.
So in order to break up the clot, you gotta wait for it to pass, essentially. So he's not gonna play, man.
So what causes that in athletes?
So that's the crazy thing. Like I was talking about it with my boy. I really, if anything, these athletes now they should be not having this problem, right? Because they're not. The only thing I could think of, man, is that they have these long trips. So when these guys are you see a lot of like truck drivers get this because when they drive, they're just stagnant on the road and they don't move their legs, they don't flex.
Yeah.
So that could be a hypothesis, right? They're not shaking the legs out when they come off these long trips and stuff like that. But yeah, man, tough break, but now you kind of want to play the Bucks.
Right? Yeah, wow, that sucks, man. According to Shams, Damian Lillard has sustained a deep vein thrombosis, which is a blood clot in his right calf. Lillard is on blood thinning medication, which has stabilized the blood clot and will continue with regular testing. He is out indefinitely. Wow.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah,
CP.
Appreciate the call and the update. I had no idea, man. I was locked in on the Knicks. I had no idea this was going on. But damn, I mean, as a Dame Lillard fan, I hate to see it.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm calling in tonight.
Yeah.
All right, CP, have a good one, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the update.
Yep.
Wow, speedy recovery to Damian Lillard. You just never know in life from 1 minute to the next, man. So he's out of commission. Knicks play the Bucks on Friday in Milwaukee. Wow. Game changer. Absolute game changer. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. CB the franchise in the building. Looks like my video might be skipping around a little bit. TM said, I'm surprised you didn't know. Yeah, I was setting up the show, man. I was recording the recap for social media and whatnot, so I had no idea. As soon as the game was over with, I was just locked in setup mode for the show, so I didn't even know. I didn't even check Twitter right after the game, so I was not aware. But shout out to Knicks Fix for the update, man. We got medical personnel now in our midst, on our team, updating us on the pertinent details. Shout out to him, man. Definitely shout out to him. Okay. Now, he was also mentioning with Josh Hart. Shout out to Hart. He said Hart, was out there at the Stop and Shop in Carl Place. Shout out to everybody who went. And even though, those venues, those promoters, they overbook everything. And then, obviously, you can't perfectly time these meet and greets. People want to shake hands, dap up, take pictures. So it all takes time. And as he said, some of the young whippersnappers almost didn't get an opportunity, but Hart made it happen. So shout out to Hart. He's for the kids, and we respect that. So let's get to his post-game interview here with our guy Han Solo after breaking the single-season Nick record for triple-doubles previously held by Clyde Frazier. Here's Josh Hart. Here we go.
Josh, that's your 9th triple-double of the season. You have passed Walt Clyde Frazier for the most triple-doubles in a season in Knicks history. I know you have paid attention to this all along. What does it mean to you?
Just blessings, man. We got a great group of guys. To do it here as a Knick, at MSG, nothing but the grace of God, man. It's just a blessing. It's humbling. And to do it in front of these fans, man, it's great.
Karl Anthony Towns also had a triple-double in this game. You two are the first Knick teammates to have a triple-double together in the same game in Knicks history. What was working with him basically as the top of the offense to start this game?
Yeah, man, we knew we had to cut. We had to be aggressive, play through him, and he has great vision. So when we're able to get to that cutting game and get guys moving, get the defense moving, make them make mistakes, we'll capitalize.
After giving up 68 points in the first half, you hold Dallas to just 15 points in the third quarter. We need to know what was said at halftime. Was it a strategic adjustment or an attitude adjustment?
A little bit of both. We didn't start the game out how we're supposed to as Knicks and with energy and physicality, and we knew we had to pick it up coming out the half. So we did a good job, and now we got to go back to it tomorrow.
Do you have a plan for the ball?
Yeah, Kev got his first NBA points, man, so we're going to give it to him.
Oh, good for you. All right, thanks so much, Josh. Appreciate it. Josh Hart, not only dishing in the game, dishing at the end too, Mike, Clyde. Josh.
All right, so that was our guy Josh Hart once again. Hey, one of our DraftKings players of the game with a 16-point, 12 rebound, and 11 assist triple-double. And also, important to note, hey, he shot the ball quite efficiently tonight at going 6 of 9 for the field. So that was Josh Hart's night. Great job by him. And yeah, 50 some odd years. So when Clyde did this, shout out to Nick's PR here for the tidbit. When Clyde did this, it was 1968. 57 years. I mean, hey, that's an incredible accomplishment there for Josh Hart, man. Congratulations to him. That's incredible. A 57-year record has officially been broken. And shout out to Clyde for, just being around, still sharp on the commentary, cracking jokes. He said, I hate this guy. That's what Clyde said after the game. So, congratulations once again to Josh Hart. And vital piece to the puzzle, man. We could talk about, should he start? Should he come off the bench? Whatever the case is, you cannot forget about this guy being, when we talk about, man, the grit is missing, can't question that with Josh Hart. Yes, he'll have his times when he's in a slump. Everybody has it. This is the dog days of the season. But I I almost guarantee. I don't want to sound like Charles Barkley when I say I guarantee. Or Vince McMahon. But, playoff time, Josh Hart is going to step his game back up. He always does. He always does. Just like JB. However, it's going to be up to the entire team to help get the most out of him. And what I mean by that is he's a guy that thrives in transition. How did the Knicks get out in transition? Controlling the glass and playing fast. Turning the ball over, playing fast. So that's going to be on these guys to get scrappy defensively. When Hart is out there with OG, with Bridges, with McBride, with Mitchell Robinson, and get off to the races. Change the pace up, change the energy. Then you can get Hart going. He can play make. You got another point guard out there when he's out in transition. Then he can draw the contact, get to the free throw line. Like, we've known that. This is how Hart gets into his rhythm. And then before you know it, here's a three here, here's a three there, and he's getting timely threes. He's getting timely threes. Not volume. We don't need the volume. We need the timely three-pointers. But he's got to get into that Hart rhythm to really make his impact on the game. And I'm telling you, man, playoffs, he's going to be here for us, man. He's going to be here for us. So, just good job by him just kind of breaking out and getting things going tonight. Okay, let's get to a call, and then I will get to the key stats of the night. Sleepy the franchise in the building on the Solo Dolo tonight, man. Knicks win 128-113 over the Dallas Mavericks, the first night of a back-to-back, and they'll be taking on the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. 1,500 people here in the chat. Do me a favor, people. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Salute. Okay, Anthony on the Discord. Anthony, go ahead. Do we? I can hear you.
Yo, CP, what's good, bro?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm chilling, man. Shout out to you, bro, on the Solo Dolo night, man.
Yeah, man. Salute, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, okay.
It's your show, man. I'm just here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So one thing I want to point out, bro, tonight, I don't got much to say.
Sure.
I feel you with the it was kind of like a preseason game, but the guys did play well.
Yeah.
They took care of business in that second half. That was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That first half from Najee, what's his last name? Najee
Marshall. Good, bro.
He
can
was
get
going
buckets,
off.
man.
Buckets. Bro, he was going off. I was like, yo, what the, I was like, got me a little scared. Is he gonna have one of these 48-minute crazy 50-point games against us? So,
Yep.
So we turned it up defensively in that second half. So that was good. Cat played well, I believe. Of course, Cat definitely did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mikal played well. I mean, we all pretty much play well. But my main thing, bro, Tyler Kolek.
The creator.
We've all been advocates for Tyler to get some playing time, and he's proving why. But the more impressive thing to me is he had nine assists tonight and 8 last night.
Yep.
So what? 17 assists, but he hasn't turned the ball over.
Right.
And that's what stands out to me. The kid being young and this being his first significant playing time, you could just see him. He's calm, cool, collective. With time, we'll see his ability to finish at the rim. You can see he has a couple flashes where, a nice little scoop layup. And I think we'll see that more often now. I think he's just focused on just, the game slowing down for him. And just, I love how you guys pointed out him getting that ball into these players' shooting pocket, which is huge.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I mean, Tyler, I love that. What'd you say, Tyler the Creator?
Tyler the Creator, man. Some people are like, oh, we gotta be more original. I mean, hey, man,
that's
it fits.
That's it. Yo,
it fits.
CP, come on, bro, stick with it, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, Tyler the Creator. That's it.
The Creator, it fits, man. The nickname suits him.
It does. So, Yeah, bro, that's really all I got tonight, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night and seeing. I'm sure Tyler will get in there. I hope. I really hope. Yo, bro, even when Deuce comes back, this kid needs to get on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
You know,
the question is, I still think Payne will get some of those playoff minutes. But hey, if he's still Payne, then I don't see why you don't go back to Tyler, man.
you know, and that's another thing. I think campaign when he comes into the game, and I seen it last night and a little bit tonight. When he comes into the game and he's focused on using his ability in terms of his speed, and because he can get into the lane, but when he uses it to get guys involved, he just looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when he's jacking up crazy, floaters over a 7-footer, it just that shouldn't be who you are, bro. Get into the game, use your speed and your little, he got a little bit of savviness to him, but get guys involved. Like you can see Kolek, that's his mindset. So, if Cam could stay in his lane from that perspective, I don't mind them splitting the minutes. But it's when Cam is all erratic is when I'm just like, yo, can we just put Tyler in the game?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And Payne, like at this stage in his career, I don't think we can expect anything more than being an erratic player.
Yeah,
That's who he is.
How long has Cam been in the league? 7 years? 7 years?
Not that long. Like he was a journeyman. He's been around. Like campaign is I'm looking at his age right now. He's only 30.
Oh wow, yeah. So he's been in the league like 7-8 years, but he's been on like 6-7 teams.
9 years. 9 years.
Right. Okay, so wow. He's almost at the double digits.
Right. So I mean, at this point, he just is who he is.
Yeah. No, agreed. That's I think like again, and I think we all agree. Kolek needs to little by little just start getting more of those minutes because we could see what Kolek brings to the floor, bro.
Yeah. It's gonna be vital because this is our future. This is our future in this window that they've rolled the dice on. This is our future.
No doubt.
This is one of the dominoes, man. So far,
and the kid McCullar, first minutes tonight. I mean, I know he's coming off injury. He put up a little bucket. I watched him a little bit at Kansas. I think he has some athletic ability that we could use off the bench moving forward in years to come. So I mean, I think we're in a good spot, bro. Let's just finish off the season strong. Let's go into the playoffs and let's really compete, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, brother. I appreciate you, CP.
Yeah,
shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Love y'all. Let's go next, baby.
Anthony on the Discord. Throw some 5s in the chat for Anthony. Salute to my franchise channel members. I'm just showing the one bucket that Kevin McCullar's had. In this one, the whole Nick bench got up and was going for him. So that's nice camaraderie. That's nice locker room leadership there. Young whippersnapper gets his first bucket, goes strong to the hoop. And the bench is loving it. So yeah, he's on the heels of 2 back-to-back triple doubles in the G League. Wasn't shooting the ball all that well. I think it was like we had talked about his shooting splits on one of our previous shows. I think it was like 20% from 3 and maybe like 30-40% from the field. So it wasn't all that impressive. But hey, this is the season for him to get his sea legs. Then I would expect things to ramp up. You get a good now we can get a nice off season, a good off season training camp. Maybe you go see Brickley at Black Ops, sharpen your skills up. You go to summer league, go whole summer league, the whole season of summer league, the whole week, get it cracking, and then boom, you're into training camp, preseason, and see if we can make it. See if we can crack the rotation. Yeah. AP says, love how CP calls him McCullars. Yeah, I've been calling him McCullar since they drafted him. His name is McCullar. McCullar Jr. I don't know. That's that New York stuff, man. I've been calling him McCullars. It's McCullar, bro. McCullar Jr. I got to correct myself. Shout out to AP. That's that New York dialect, man. Anyway, let's get to the key stats of the night, man. Key stats of the night brought to you guys by DraftKings Sportsbook. And this one was record-setting. Both these teams had combined for the highest field goal percentage in the first half in the entire NBA season. I believe the first half for the Mavs, they shot like 67.5% from the field, and the Knicks were somewhere close to that. I was trying to find the accurate numbers for the Knicks, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, both teams combined for the highest field goal percentage in the first half. So that'll tell you how much defense was being played. And how they finished, the Knicks finished roughly the same, 59.6% from the field. Mavericks 53.8%. Good night downtown from the Knicks. 26 attempts wasn't all that crazy, but they didn't need that much. And they shot 38.5% from the field. Rough night at the free throw line. 12 of 18 from the charity stripe as they shoot 66%. And the Mavericks, conversely, go 21 of 25 and shoot 84% from the charity stripe. The Knicks win the rebounding battle 36-33. Still not used to a Knicks team that doesn't rebound, close to the 50s. That's when like Julius and Hartenstein and Mitch were here, man. Like 36 is still kind of crazy. But how about this, man? Assists. 40 assists tonight for the Knicks. 40 assists tonight. You had the two triple-doubles, and then you had Tyler damn near with 10, but he had 9 assists. So 40 assists to 19. And then turnovers, relatively decent night for the Knicks. 15 turnovers leading to 15 Mavs points. And then 16 Mavs turnovers leading to 19 Knicks points. Fast break battle. 27-13. I like when this team plays fast and gets their buckets. Well, points in the paint. This was the indicator here for me that you didn't have Anthony Davis and you didn't have Mitchell Robinson playing. 76-64 was the points in the paint battle. Neither team could keep the other out of the paint tonight. And when you look at the personnel out there, you could really understand why. But in the end, it was the New York Knicks who got the job done. 128 to 113. Largest lead of the night for the Knicks was 26. Largest lead for the Mavericks was 4. All right. So there we have it there. Let me go ahead and load up our sponsor for the night, man. The key stats of the night brought to you guys by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And hey, guys, when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure, nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected. Every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. If it's your first time, for you first-time customers, use our code KFTV at DraftKings. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. All right, so, hey, tomorrow night you got Knicks and Clippers. That might be the night where you want to try out the code, try out your $5 and see where it lands, man, on the Knicks and the Clippers action. And once again, that's a DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777. or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. And also, this is for new customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. And for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, here we go on the reset. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Let me salute to some of our new franchise channel members. Sam Van Art, salute to you. Stop the Panic, definitely appreciate it. Vincent Huang, franchise channel member of 5 months, says Kolick Hive. Salute to KFTV fam. And shout out to LD. He says Kolick is greater than Tomato Boys. Dadier and Huck Porty loading. Let's go. And shout out to all my franchise channel members that had joined me this morning for our show with Tim MacMahon. ESPN's Tim MacMahon. His new book dropped today, Wonder Boy, The Curse of Greatness. So we kind of split the interview into 2 parts because obviously the book is primarily on Luka Doncic. And, funnily enough, when Tim MacMahon had this book slated to be released today, he didn't know, obviously, that Luka was going to get traded. So he had to add another chapter to the book on the heels of that trade. So anyway, we had a great conversation. He took us inside the Luka trade, and then he took us inside how the Mavs fumbled Jalen Brunson, and that ended up landing him here with the Knicks. So we had a great conversation. TM, if you're in the chat, go ahead and drop the link to that in the chat, and make sure you guys check that out. And as I said earlier, a franchise channel member is going to win that book. We're going to do a giveaway. We'll do it probably tomorrow, just so people have time. Like maybe some franchise channel members aren't here tonight. Maybe they're on the replay gang tonight for the Mavs postgame. So for the Clippers postgame, we'll do the giveaway. All right. So salute to that. Okay. Now let's get back to the phones. Let me load some more people up. And since we have a back-to-back tonight, we'll keep this one kind of rapid fire. We'll keep the show kind of rapid fire. Let's go to my man, STG Nick on the Discord. STG, what's the deal?
What's up, CP? What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Pretty good, pretty good. It was a good win tonight against the team we should beat. The vibes were pretty good in there, I would say. One thing I saw that was funny before the game was Leon was talking it up with Nico Harrison courtside. Maybe this is the start of something. I don't know. I got some pictures. I can send it to you on Instagram if you want. I got some pictures.
Leon was giving him some tips. He said, Nico, man, you have been having a terrible tenure here. You know? Oh, my God. And you know what? Not to cut you off, but one of the things that allowed JB to get here was the fact that Leon had negotiated with Don Nelson Sr. on Jalen's rookie deal. You know, a lot of these rookie deals is like a 3+1 or something of that nature. Leon negotiated where the final year of Jalen's deal was non-guaranteed, which made him an unrestricted free agent. That's how we got him. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I know you're that blown away, but yeah, that's how we got him, Brent.
Yeah, no, that was a great interview earlier with T McMahon. I watched the hashtag replay gang. I was watching that. I'm a huge fan of him and the Hoop Collective. I think he's one of the real guys in the ESPN landscape that keep it real. Like I never really hear too many outlandish takes with him. I feel like he keeps it genuine and authentic, which is why I like him a lot.
Yeah, likewise.
But yeah, in regards to tonight's game, first half gave up 68 points. Second half gave up 45 points. I thought they came out in the second half strong. I think it was like scored 9 straight or something like that. To come out of the gate, Dallas calls timeout. But my player of the night for me was OG Anunoby. He continues to just have it under his legs. I swear he's got a lead. He's got to be top 10 in the league in dunks. He dunks it every time he gets in the paint. Yeah. Which is like, I like that too. It's like you got to go up, you got to finish. But sometimes on those fast breaks, I get flashbacks to game 2 against Indiana when he pulled the hamstring, because every time he goes up for the layup, I feel like something's going to tear. But he's been holding it together, which is good. Yeah. But, overall, pretty good game. And, yeah, hopefully, come back tomorrow against the Clippers and beat them. But we'll see. Tomorrow will be a test. But Mitch, I think the matchup against, Zubac is good for Mitch, just because Zubac is a little similar to him, where they're kind of, down in the block. They're not really stretch fives, so should be interesting. But, yeah, hopefully we can win tomorrow.
Yeah, good ones, man. Appreciate the call. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they do lock it in for sure. That's my guy, STG Nick, section 117 of Madison Square Garden. If you see him in the building, shout him out, man. That's KFTV fam right there. Shout out to STG Nick. Okay, let's get to Tone. Tone on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Tone, what's good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you feeling, man?
Pretty good, man. This is a weird game, man. We have OG with 35, 2 triple-doubles. Najee looking like prime MJ. This is a crazy game.
yeah, for sure, man.
But it wasn't the biggest story, man. The biggest story is Tibbs. He gotta get fired because he told my man Beauchamp, put some street clothes on, bro. You gotta unleash Beauchamp, man. Unleash.
Wasn't he was in street clothes tonight, wasn't he?
He was. They told him he told him don't even get dressed up. Just keep your regular clothes on because of that dunk.
I don't know if he punished him because of the dunk, man. I don't know, man.
I hope we see him next game, though, man. I think Tibbs should go younger next game. Clipper game, because Kolek looks amazing, man. He damn near had like 10 assists in like a quarter again. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, him over, like, he's making the case more and more that he should play more than Campaign.
Yeah.
Because he's having almost double-digit assists in like a quarter. Like, it's crazy. Like, and it's like back-to-back games now. I'm like, come on, man. Like, he definitely needs more minutes. I think when dudes come back, I think Tyler should play more. His scoring and stuff will come. I like that little scoop layup he though. Shout out to Kevin, man, for his first bucket, man. I was happy for him too.
Yeah, shout out to McCullars, man. Team was definitely happy for, man.
Yeah, man, good game. We gotta get next one. We gotta get revenge for the Clippers, man. Other than that, man, y'all have a good night. Run the numbers up.
Yes, sir.
Hit the like button.
Holla at your boy, man.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. All right, that's our guy Tone on the Discord. Call us up on the Discord, man. You see the address there below, or you can go to discord.gg/KFTV. Either way, and you got to get verified. That's one thing. You know, people, I still got people hitting us up like, yo, I got banned from the Discord. I can't get on the Discord. Help me out. I tell them, listen, once you're out, man. You signed up for it. It's just simple rules, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the Discord, we have to have order on the Discord. We like to have fun, and it's a great group chat and all of that. You know, I'll show you guys inside the Discord. Let me give you guys a little look inside the Discord. See what's going on, man. Shout out to everybody on the Discord. The Discord, we have to have order. If we don't have order, guess what, people? We have chaos. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you get banned from the Discord, whatever you did it. Isn't that what the kids say? Whatever you did that ish. So I can't help you guys. We set the rules up for a reason because we want no harassment. We don't want any craziness. Just good, clean Knicks talk. Okay? All right, let me give you guys a quick little tour of the Discord. Then I'll get to some sound bites, and then we'll wrap up. So this is what the Discord looks like. So for some people who are like, man, what is the Discord, right? So as you see here, this is your typical group chat. Some of you guys do this on WhatsApp. Some of you guys do this on other platforms. But, you know, this is what's happening here on the Discord. Here you got, you know, somebody on the Discord showing us their free throws. Somebody took some free throws tonight. All right, let's see if they made it. Wait, was that an air ball? Oh, man. I didn't coach him. Let's see. Whose pops is this? That just airballed the free throw. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Big Bodega, whoever that was. I don't know if that was you or that was your pops, but shout out to him. He made a valiant effort. And, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. He says that was his dad. His dad airballed the free throw. All right, so this is what we do on the Discord. 24/7. You get in here, you chat with the people. Okay? Now, also what you have here on the Discord, as I pan to my left-hand side, and let me just slide it over here so you guys can see this. Hang on. Okay? All right, so as I pan to the left-hand side here, what you can see is different channels or topics to talk about whatever you're into. So obviously the KFTV one are for Knicks Talk or KFTV Talk. You have your members only channel. You have your football channel if you want to talk NFL. You know, Russell Wilson to the Giants if you like that. Whatever. Baseball, soccer, hockey, boxing, MMA. You know, gaming, TV, movies. You know, TM has set this up so you can jump into chats and discuss with other people who are interested. Now, for those of you that are on the Discord, once you get to the Discord, this is how you call into the show. You're going to click on Lounge. Regular Discord members will click on Lounge, and from there, I'll pull you into live show, and then you'll be able to talk to me. While you're in the lounge, you can talk to each other. You can talk to each other while you're in the lounge. Now, channel members, once you connect your YouTube account to the Discord, I left the instructions in the community tab. You can click on the members lounge. This is where people like Anthony are, like Zach, those are channel members. those channel members will get skip the line priority into the live show. All right? So I hope that makes sense. That's how it all works. And that's it. And you can download Discord on your desktop app, or you can download it on your phone. And that's that. That is that. So jump in on the Discord, man. Jump in on the Discord. Okay. He said that guy shoots like me. That guy shoots nothing like me, man. That guy shoots nothing like me, bro. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was just a little Discord, tutorial. That was just a little Discord tutorial. Okay. All right. Let's get to some more people on the phones. Sayquizzy, go ahead and unmute your mic. Sayquizzy, go ahead.
You hear me?
Yeah. How you feeling, bro?
Thank you for that breakdown, because 2 calls ago, somebody came in like, what's going on? I need help. I had to mute my mic and break it down. I was like, yo, you got to stay here, pay attention, because when you get to the live show, he going to call your name, and if you don't pick up, you're out of here. So
there you go.
Attention. And then he kept asking questions. I'm like, oh, brother.
I appreciate you trying, though, man. You know, each one teach one. You know what I'm saying, Quizzy?
But great win. First quarter was a little shaky. Both teams was just scoring, looking like an all-star game. But second half, we picked it up. But we might see Mavs lose another player. This Marshall kid went off, and they might trade him.
They might, man. Or he might get hurt. He might get hurt. How many guys they got hurt, man?
I don't even know, but hopefully the Mavs don't mess that up. They let Brunson go, they let Luka go. I better keep that one. Don't lose the bag. But shout out to Cat and Hart for making history. So inspirational. But I love the ball movement today. Like, everybody was touching the ball. Everybody was cutting. I love, like, OG game today, even though he still scares me when the fast breaks. Praying every time he goes up, he lands fine. Like, he got hit in the face. And then after that, he bleeding. And then next play, bro hit a 3.
Splash the 3 from the corner. Splash the 3 from the corner, bro.
Different today, even though I was still scared. Good seeing Kolek play today. He got 9 assists, 0 turnovers again. Like, these are 2 games, and bro already averaging 8 assists a game with 0 turnovers.
Yeah,
like,
looking good.
I think the offense for him would pick up. I think he just don't want to make a mistake, because we know how Tibbs is. He do something crazy, guess what? He going to be the first one out. Payne out there could do whatever he want, but Kolek been doing good, and we've been saying his defense is the problem, but low-key he been holding his own.
He's
he got a block. He been holding his own on defense, but really not much to say. But hopefully we can get another dub with the Clippers, and that's all I really got to say.
There we go. Shout out to you, Quizzy, man. Thanks for tapping in. Sayquizzy on the Discord. And speaking of the Discord, look at that. Right after we broke down the instructions, we got new people here. We got new people in the members lounge. Shout out to DMA0903. So we're going to bring him in. Let's see if he's got his microphone together. See, that's the extra step here. You can get in, but is your microphone connected properly? Let's see, man. Let's get him in here. We're going to drag DMA0903, repping the Dominican Republic.
My mic.
Are you there?
Hello.
Are you there, sir? Did we lose him?
Hello.
Yo, what's good, man?
I do not hear you.
Hello. All right, see, that's the trick. You got to make sure. DMA, if you're listening, go ahead and jump out the Discord, jump back in. It should work. It's kind of like Nintendo sometimes. You just got to restart. Shout out to him. I had a feeling, TM. I had a feeling. You know, we were this close, but I had a feeling he wasn't quite ready for the big show. But it's all right. That's all right. He'll get it together and get back to it, and we will get back to him. No problem on that. All right, let's get to some post-game sound bites. Here's Tibbs on the second half adjustments. What worked in the second half as compared to the first half. Here is Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau. Let me first turn up the volume on the SNY stuff, because sometimes it already comes in low. So let's hear from Tibbs. Here we go.
And
can you talk about the difference in defense first half and second half you guys had?
yeah, I thought, we started the game pretty well, and then we started trading buckets at the midway through the first, and then I thought the aggression and communication was a lot better in the second half. And we had a number of guys step up and play well on both ends, and so I think, obviously the way Josh was going to another triple-double, breaking the record, great accomplishment, and then to have Cat do it as well, that's pretty special. But OG was terrific throughout. I thought McHale gave us really good minutes, and then our point guard play between Cam and Tyler was also very good. So, and I thought Precious's energy in the second half was huge for us.
Can you talk about the difference?
All right, so that was Tom Thibodeau on the second half adjustments. Credit to the performances of Hart, Towns, OG, McCall, Cam, Tyler, and Precious. Yeah, those were the guys who stepped up tonight. Let's see who else we got here. Here he is talking about Josh Hart's triple-double. Here's Tibbs.
You obviously know the history of this franchise well.
Yeah.
Has had that triple-double record for 55 years. What's it say about Josh that he's the one?
Well, I think any time you can get a record, it's pretty special because of the greatness of this league. And then to do what he's doing, it's a testament to what he's put into it, and also his teammates and feeding off each other. And so he's I don't know, it's hard to describe what he is to the team because he's at times a facilitator, he's a rebounder, he's a pace guy, he's a hustle guy. And then at the end, you just look and he's done a number of things that help you win. Whether some of the plays like tonight, I thought the effort plays, I think that unites and inspires the team. When you get those type of plays, and then it becomes contagious, then you get everyone flying around.
All right, so talking about the impact of Josh Hart is one Tom Thibodeau. All right, Kevin McCullough. He talks about Kevin McCullough getting his first bucket here. Here's Tibbs.
Did you notice the team's reaction when McCullough got his first basket?
Yeah, and we have a great group of guys, and Kevin's worked extremely hard, and he's been through a lot. And so, and he's gone step by step. His rehab was long, arduous, and he worked his way through that. And then he, started playing in the G League, and he's put together some really good games in the G League. And so this is his first opportunity. But I think there's an appreciation for the way he's worked, and he's a great kid. And so we're happy for him. And everyone is, the team is always first to everybody. So, we're proud of him.
Did you notice the team?
All right, shout out to Kevin McCullough here. They also have some locker room clips from Kevin McCullough and getting his first basket. Here he is.
It felt amazing. It felt good. As a kid, that's what you dream of doing. So to go out there and finally get in the game and be able to score my first bucket was big.
He's got that first day of school vibes, man. It must have been a great feeling, man, making your pro debut and getting a basket. He was in Westchester the entire time, so that must be a great feeling, man. He's probably like, man, where am I right now? He's in Madison Square Garden rocking that Knicks jersey. Beautiful thing.
Josh gave you the game ball, right? What was that exchange like?
Yeah, Josh, he's a good dude, man. That's like my vet on the team. He showed me nothing but love since I got here, and I appreciate him doing that.
All right, so Kev talks about getting the game ball from Josh Hart, and Josh Hart reacts to giving him the game ball.
First, just talking to Kevin, just for you guys to get the record and give him the game ball. He talked about you being his vet, just kind of what that means to see a guy give that.
Yeah, man, for me, that's an easy decision. That record is cool and a blessing, but, at the end of the day, that record is going to get broken at some point, hopefully later rather than sooner, but that's going to get broken. Getting your first NBA points, no one can take that away from you. So it's important that he had that, got the game ball for that, and that's an easy decision for me.
All right, selfless act there by Josh Hart. He said, hey, the record's going to get broken, so might as well give the kid the game ball because your first NBA points is a much more memorable feat. All right, here's Karl Anthony Towns reacting to his first triple-double as a Knick. Here we go.
What does it mean? It means a lot, because...
Hang on, let me turn the volume up. SOY never does justice with the volume, man. Come on, man. Here we go.
What does it mean? It means a lot, because I pride myself on trying to give my teammates good looks and help our team. And, for me to be able to do that, not only with these guys who've trusted me so much and empowered me, but to be able to do it here back home with my family in attendance means a lot. So the last one, if I'm right, was in Denver, so I didn't have anyone with me for that moment, but it was cool to have this one, and I believe this one was with a win, so it was pretty cool.
All right, so that was Karl Anthony Towns reacting to his triple-double, and now here he is talking about Josh Hart's triple-double. Here he goes.
And you also did it with another teammate. First time in franchise history, 2 triple-doubles in the same game. Watching Josh Hart, what do you think about?
He got 9, I got 1. So he's doing a much better job at me and getting triple-doubles.
But the way he does it.
The way he does it is special. I mean, it's all energy, it's effort, and it's for the betterment of the team. I'm just happy that Josh gets stats on the sheet that show the impact he's making on the game, because I feel there's much more stats that don't show up on the stat sheet that he does for our team. So I'm happy he's having this moment where the effort, the sacrifice, and the work he puts in for our team to be the best version of ourselves is showing up on the stat sheet, so he could, get his respect and his accolades, and also he could deserve all the cheers going on for him because he deserves it.
And you.
All right, so that was the big bodega, Karl Anthony Towns, speaking on Josh Hart's big night there. Both Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart logging a triple-double. The first time 2 Knick teammates have done that in a single game. And then Josh Hart breaking Clyde Frazier's 57-year record for the most triple-doubles in a season by a Knick, man. 9 for Josh Hart. Hey, think about that. Think about it. Yes, he's had his up and downs with his team, but some people value the triple-double. Some people don't really care for the triple-double. Look, I think one thing that you can't argue with that stat is it's a testament to effort, selflessness, and hard work. No matter what, no matter how you slice it, whether you think it's great or it's a stat pattern, whatever it is, you can't those numbers speak for the work ethic of that individual. That's what I believe, at the very least. So, that's Josh Hart for us, man. So, shout out to him. Shout out to the man, Josh Hart. All right, so to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. And before we get to our final call of the night, man, I want to shout out a new sponsor of KnicksFanTV, man, and one that's very important, very special for me, man. I want to shout out our guys at Bear Luxury Mattress, man. This is a great sponsorship that we just got connected with those people at Bear. I don't know about you guys, but I'm old, man, so I got back issues going on. Shout out to the Knicks chick. She's got severe back issues going on, so a good sleep in bed is vital. It's super important for me because sometimes that's the difference in me getting quality sleep at night, and especially when I'm on the grind and I'm building up KnicksFanTV, sleep is of the utmost importance because I'm juggling a lot. Not just as an entrepreneur, but, as a dad, as everything. So getting quality sleep is very important, and getting a quality mattress is very important. And shout out to the good people at Bear Luxury Mattress, man. What I like about them is that you take a quiz in terms of your sleeping patterns, whatever physical ailments you might be dealing with, and then they pair you up with one of the many mattresses that they have. So they sent me the Elite Hybrid, and this is what I have pictured here. This is the Elite Hybrid, best overall for side sleepers. I sleep on my side, and I also sleep on my back. But the Elite Hybrid, man, the funny thing is, when this thing first came to my house, it came in a box. So I'm like, is this the bed? It came in a box, but the thing was heavy like a rock. Me and my pops had to bring this thing inside my house. But rest and be assured that it is the bed, and it ultimately unfolds into the real bed. So, the packaging was very interesting, but once I tried it out, put it on a box spring and tested it out, good money, man. Been sleeping very well, and they've been taking care of me, man. This is one of the best sponsorships that we've had here at KFTV, no doubt about it, and that's our people at Bear Mattress. And for you guys at home, man, they are giving you a deal that you can't get anywhere else. Go to bearmattress.com and use the promo code KFTV at checkout for 40% off site-wide. 40% off, but you got to use my code KFTV, which is on the checkout page. It's the very last page. That's bearmattress.com. Use promo code KFTV to get 40% off site-wide. And not only that, once you make your purchase and you're still not convinced, you can sleep on it for up to 120 nights. 120 nights. It's damn near 4 months. And if you don't like it, they'll pick it up and refund you. No hassle. So you get your money back guarantee. Try it out. Go to bearmattress.com. Use our code KFTV. You get 40% off your order. And trust me, when it comes in the box, don't be alarmed. That is the bed. And it comes out nice, man. Try that Elite Hybrid if that's the one that you test for. And then you get your 40% off. It's a really good deal. So shout out to our friends at Bear Mattress, new sponsor of Knicks Fan TV. Okay, let me get to my last call tonight. Hopefully he's got it together. So the pressure is on. DMA, are you there, sir? DMA0903, are you there? You're the last call tonight. Do we have him on the Discord? Hello? Hello.
Yo.
Yo, can you hear me? All right, DMA, man. DMA. You're going to have to check your Discord settings and make sure your speaker option that you can hear it. Make sure. Let's try the Wolf NYC. The Wolf NYC, are you there? The Wolf NYC. Hello. Oh, man. All right. Well, the first step is getting them onto the Discord. The next step is getting them connected to the Discord. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. All right, baby steps for the good people at Knicks Fan TV. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they fell asleep on their Bear Mattress. You know what I mean? So, yeah, once again, go to bearmattress.com. Use code KFTV for 40% off your order. Try it out, or your money back if you don't like it, man. All right? All right, man. So listen, since we have the second night of a back-to-back, since we got a back-to-back this week, we'll pause here and catch up tomorrow, man, on the number one show for the fans by the fans. Salute to the Replay Gang. Remember also that this show is available in audio podcast format. So if you're on the Replay Gang and you happen to miss it, catch us on Apple Podcasts, catch us on Spotify, and you're good as gold. All right? Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Check out the Tim McMahon Show. Shout out to our sponsors of the night. And, yeah, man, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Knicks versus Clippers. Play-by-play, followed by Postgame Live. CP the franchise. I'm out of here. Peace.